Welcome back to Live Talk. Anna, it's great to see you.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Feliz Nuevo Año.
Yeah, Feliz Año Nuevo.
Okay, close enough.
Close enough, close enough. I got you. That's great. Did you had a great New Year's celebration?
Let me see. No, I worked.
You work. Oh my gosh. No, but well, you have fun working. I know that, but and that's a good sign. You
I
have job. You
did.
got to
I
work.
did. Well, I work, sometimes I work every weekend and I work at night on the weekends. So because it's I do support
Right.
groups. So that's when people tend to need support is on a Saturday night when there's not a lot,
And
they're feeling down. So I opted to stay in and
that's
do
right. And
that.
I just checked the calendar, and I mean, last year, New Year's was right there on the Saturday. So we
Yep.
had, okay.
Yep. How was
Uh,
yours?
it was good. I mean, we celebrated with some family, another family, and it's really quiet, good food. Um,
Oh, I love
you
good
know,
food.
I know, good talk. It was a late night, um,
Uh-huh.
we how do you call that in English? I forgot. I mean, we fireworks. I mean,
Oh yeah, they had that here
we
too.
lighted fireworks, so it was
Uh,
fun. It was fun, and there were some people in the neighborhood. I mean, they went crazy. I mean, they threw the house through the window. Is that does that make sense in English? Meaning they really give money out for fireworks, and it
okay.
was spectacular. I mean, amazing
That's
things.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Especially when you can watch it and you don't have to pay for it.
I know we were just like, we had our badge and it was funny, but often we were just like looking at the skies like, oh, that's nice.
That's so
So,
funny.
so thank you very
Good.
much, and our neighbors for that. Guess what,
That's
guys?
great. Ah, gracias. Ah,
Well, this is our first session of the year. It's
I
amazing,
know.
isn't it?
I
Um,
know.
and we miss you. I mean, I've been posting some of our old
Yes.
videos,
Thank
but
you.
we haven't met in almost a month, I think.
I know. I
Uh,
know. It feels weird. Like, oh my gosh, I'm used to talking to you every week.
I know. But well, we just talked off cameras a little bit ago, and it was like always, right? It was just like as,
Yep.
as it was a great talk. But let us talk about your project. I mean, our viewers know you. They know that you're in Mexico and that you're a coach, and that you're very happy there, and that the weather is wonderful. And
It is. It is. I hate to rub it in, but you see
oh,
all the light coming in my window.
I know. I
That's
see.
all. It's sun. It's sun.
You're glowing. And to get two lights here, left and right from me, and where you are, just natural light. So,
It
so you
is.
are you're glowing. So that's good. So yeah, that's very good. But tell me, what are some of your new projects? What is on your radar?
Uh,
What are you focusing on right now?
2023. Well, this is I've been using this mantra. I've been telling my support group members this, to encourage them, but I'm like 2023, the year of me, 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 me. So, I'm actually working on expanding my own business.
Hmm.
I do coaching and whatnot, but I'm getting ready to launch hopefully soon. And when I say that, I mean in the next couple of weeks,
Hmm.
a new website for my business.
Okay.
So I am really focused on, a few things that, seems universal to people, but, struggle with self-esteem,
Hmm.
relationship issues, um, body image, and then bariatric and weight loss, because
Okay.
there's such a need for that. And in a lot of ways, they're all interconnected.
Hmm.
Our relationship with ourself filters over into our relationship with others and how we view ourselves, how we feel in our bodies, affects our minds and vice
Right.
versa. And it affects our entire life and
Right.
how we navigate the world around us.
Okay.
So that's going to be my new project. I'm
You
just
need
finishing
your new
up.
website.
Yeah.
Well, the
So
project as a whole, but you right
my
now
new website. Yeah.
your website. By the way,
Yeah.
before we keep moving forward, and for all our viewers, all of Anna's contact information is in the description box below in this video. So, I mean, the website is not ready, but
Mm-mm.
in the
Fingers
upcoming,
crossed.
yeah, pretty soon. But your contact information will be there. I
Okay.
believe there is your LinkedIn, and you just open your YouTube channel. I mean,
I'm going to try to upload one pretty soon here. I'm going to upload you.
all right.
So it's going to be your video.
Oh my gosh.
So I have it, it's set up. I
Okay.
have it, I have a tab on my computer. I'm like, look at that. And because I'm like, why can't we just like push the button here on Zoom
It
and then
will be
just have
awesome,
it like
right?
automatically fly to your YouTube channel
Right.
and it's all set up and ready to go.
Well, we invite every one of you. Please go to the channel. The link is in the description box, and subscribe, and tell your friends. Share,
Yes.
share her channel with everyone you
Oh,
know.
look, Armando's on Anna's channel. Oh, look, it's another video of Armando. Oh,
Well,
look, it's another
well,
one.
I'm sure.
Because
I'm
I have
sure.
some videos saved from before. They're all going to get uploaded.
I I'm sure you will have other
Oh,
content.
I do have somebody lined up that I think would be really, really interesting this year. I've connected with, he's a personal trainer slash actor slash model.
Oh wow.
Is very interesting man, and he's very just really deep, and he's got this this presence about him. You'd really
Mhm.
like him. He can talk about a lot of different things, but again, it's all about wellness.
There you go. I mean, they
Hmm.
will be a little bit for everyone in your channel.
Yep.
So please, to all our viewers, go there and subscribe to her channel. Pretty soon you will be able to find her web page, but your LinkedIn account is and your Instagram or is in the description box. So go ahead, Anna. I mean, tell us more. I mean, because this is new for me. I mean, you have it sounds like a huge project to me. What you're going to, what you are trying to accomplish this year, right?
I don't know. Now that you put it that way, Armando, I mean,
Well, I mean,
it's
in a
I'm
good
just
sense,
kidding.
in a good
I'm
sense.
just kidding. Um, you know, I just feel that there's such a need
Right,
for people, and men and women, um, that, you know, to kind of recenter themselves. And people are looking for wellness, they're looking for living their best lives, but sometimes we don't know how to do it. And
right,
that we get stuck in the how do I do this, and how do I get stuck in there. Well, I don't know how to do this, so I feel limited or stuck. And sometimes we just got to get out of the weeds, and we need somebody to kind of help us with clarity. And that's the first step. And so a lot of my coaching is, obviously we have to start with clarifying what it is that you want. Where are you at right now? And then, start dissecting that, and then, putting some steps in there and to reach our goals. And this is the time of year that everybody, starts off with their goals, but
right.
so often by, let's say, March, usually people have fallen off.
Yeah,
But they're always people, we tend to focus on the outside.
right.
I think that the goals, I want to lose weight, I want to do this. I mean,
Mm,
but I think if we flip that script on ourselves and start with the internal,
right,
the outside will follow. It'll
right,
come along. And I think we'll be more successful in sticking to what it is that we want to change,
right.
and how we really, see ourselves being aligned with, how the world sees us, and how we are inside matches our outside.
Well, and it sounds to me like your project, your expertise is a more holistic approach.
Mhm.
As I'm listening to you, it's not just about the outside, but about the inside. And really, I mean, if your inside is not functioning, everything else It's not
Well,
functional.
it's a house of cards, right? You
Right.
know, it's a house of cards. You pull one card out and it all crumbles. And
Mm,
I think sometimes when we focus on the outward, we're all vain, right?
mm,
We all want to see the visible results.
mm.
Um, but when we start at that level, I think, and work backwards, I think sometimes it can have a negative effect. If we start on
Okay.
the inside and we change our own, our perceptions of self, how we view ourselves, our self-worth, um, all of those little things are we talk a lot about our belief systems. It really, I think it forms a new foundation,
Hmm.
right? And when you have a solid foundation, then you can really build. And it's not
Mm,
a house of cards. It will withstand a storm. When our self-esteem is low, our relationships suffer because we're
mm.
miserable. We don't know necessarily the right way to communicate with somebody, whether it's a partner, a friend, a coworker, even when we want to. So we're toxic. We're toxic on the inside. It's almost like an internal cleanse that we need to go through. And when
Mm,
we have a solid foundation of liking ourselves and being um, in the space alone with ourselves, and we can look in the mirror and go, "You've got it," and really mean it in a very healthy, confident way.
right,
When that storm comes and it's blowing your house and blowing your house, and it passes by, you walk out the door and it's like, oh, my house is still standing because I
right,
have a foundation of
right.
of self-love, self-acceptance, self-forgiveness,
Mm,
and learning how to to be and hold space for ourselves, and also to be in relationship with other people in a healthy, positive way, whether it's
right.
boundaries, it's positive communication,
Mm,
coping mechanisms, it's developing some new skill sets. All of those things follow suit, even when our quest for physical health. It all starts inside.
mm.
I would love to be able to just take a pill, or even, I'm a big proponent of, medical intervention if you need it, like to get your health where it needs to be. So there,
Right.
hence bariatric surgery. It's not cheating. I mean, people need this to save their lives, but if you just take it in the context of, oh, I had surgery and I'm great, I'm going to be skinny and my life's going to be completely different.
Hmm.
You got a few curveballs are going to be thrown to you because you still have to work on the internal, because it's just a tool that
Right.
helps you kind of get ahead of the game a little bit to take a
Right.
little bit more control. But if you don't get control of that in your mind and inside of you,
Hmm.
you're going to end up right back where you started. And
Hmm.
there's negative consequences to improving oneself, right? I mean, how
Mm,
often have we succeeded in something and the people around us run away from us, or they're jealous, or it
hmm.
causes conflict because now somebody has to navigate this new improved version of us,
Hmm.
and they don't know how, or you don't serve a purpose for them anymore.
Mm.
And it can really be hurtful. So we have to learn how to protect ourselves and to navigate around that. And
Right.
I think if we start at that beginning with the end in mind, obviously, like this
Right.
is my goal out there, but okay, how am I going to work to get to that point? And then it sticks, because that's the important part. It has to stick.
If someone that is watching us right now, maybe like is intrigued and is interested, is like, you know what, I need a little help. I know what I want. I know I need help, but does not know how to take the first step. How can give us a little taste? I mean, what type of is it like a weekly session, a group session? Uh,
I will
how?
do, I do
Yeah.
both. I will
Okay.
do both. I do a lot of support groups already
Hmm.
in different area, and especially focusing on relationships, and toxic relationships
Hmm.
particularly. But I do also really enjoy the one-on-one, and I think one-on-one coaching sessions are invaluable because you do get a personal connection, and
Hmm.
it's focused completely on you. And I do think to start, I really recommend people, whether it's therapy with a counselor, if it's life coaching, if it's talking to your pastor, whatever. I do think there's like this magic number about 3 months,
Okay.
especially if you're going through a process. Let's say
So
somebody's going
at least
through,
3 months, you mean?
I think at least 3 months,
At least. Okay.
because it takes time to change people's mental state or their perspectives. Belief systems are so ingrained in us.
Right.
If you're going through a procedure, let's say you're looking at having a medical intervention, you have to prep. There's a prep. There's like a 1 month prep before, there's the during, and then there's the after. And I'm going to tell you, the after can be, that's where people get lost in the weeds
Yeah,
after a
I can
while. And
imagine.
it
Yeah.
and a lot of times it's, oh, the first month is hard, the second month, then you get into a little bit of a rhythm. But then I think also having, those um sessions where you keep, touch base and stay on track,
Right.
because the maintenance is sometimes harder than the
Yes.
beginning. But I do think that with whatever your issue is, and I don't know, you tell me, Armando, what you see with your clients, but I do think there is something about
Yeah.
that magic 3 month
At
commitment
least.
to at least.
At least.
And I think a lot of times, a 3 month commitment turns into a 6 month commitment. And I think that's where you really see real change. And then I
Really.
think it's important to really, to then just kind of have your maintenance,
Right.
contact, because oftentimes things are going great, we're doing really well, and then we start running amok and we don't want to say anything. And when we don't have that accountability person that we know we have to touch base with,
Right.
that's where the train derails, and then we don't want to say
Mm,
anything, and it's like, well, and then a year later people come back and go, well, I
mm,
didn't, I was embarrassed or whatever. But
mm-hmm.
if you have your accountability coach,
Right.
your counselor, your pastor, whatever that looks like to you, and you know that you're going to have to meet with them at least once a month
Right.
after a certain, you are more likely to follow through, because we don't want to
Exactly.
disappoint other people, but really it's disappointing ourselves. And if you are
Yeah.
a true coach, you don't have skin in the game. It's not
Right.
about me
It's
being
not about
disappointed.
us.
It's
Yeah.
about, no, it's about that person feeling good about themselves. And it's like, but we go back to beating ourselves up. And
Right.
then we feel like, oh, I screwed this up and I'm doomed. No, you're not doomed. Let's get back on track. We're going to
Right.
start from where you're at. And I do think there is something about accountability. I do it for
Yeah.
myself. I like to work out, but do I do it all the time? Not as consistent, not as consistently as if I have a trainer,
Uh,
or I have somebody that I've signed up with to go to the gym that lives down the hall. If somebody knocks on my door and says, come on, Anna, get your shoes on, we're going to go, I'm not going to look at them and go, oh, I'm not going today, I'm tired. I'm not going to do that. I
Right.
will show up because that person depends on me.
Right.
I'm not going to let down the team or my trainer that I'm paying, who is an expert in this, and who's, yeah, they're not going to do the exercises for me. I have to show up and actually
Right.
work out, sweat. He or she just stands there and, but that I know that, there's something about that I'm accountable to myself, but also to this person who is helping me, and it's their time and it's my time. And this is a gift that I'm giving to myself. I'm going to show up. I'm not going to cancel that session.
Mm.
Very
So
rarely,
yeah, no, accountability is
and
a
I do
powerful
so
word.
much better. And I
Yeah,
do it and it works. It
absolutely.
works.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's the reason I mean, we always, we always had a coach in our lives, right? Whether they're,
Mhm.
quote unquote, whether that is
Yeah.
our parents or our teachers,
Or
you know,
sports.
sports and things
You
like
don't
that.
just get
So
out there and play basketball on the court and
right,
not have somebody,
right,
guiding you and
right,
doing the behind the scenes work to like
right.
push you and motivate you and tell you, okay, maybe have you thought about, pivoting? Of course, sports coaches don't suggest stuff to you. They tell you like, you need to do it this way. But,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we have a little bit different approach, but it's the same
But the
concept.
accountability factor is there.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my friends, you heard it. I mean, if you are in the search for an accountability coach, somebody that is knowledgeable, empathic, and professional, please get in touch with Anna. Anna, our time is up, but one last word of encouragement. I mean, we're at the beginning of, well, almost at the end of January,
I
but
know
our
already.
first session together. What would be a good word of encouragement for this year? A word of inspiration for our viewers today.
Okay. Where you are is not who you are. Mike Dooley. I have to
Mike
give him
Dooley.
credit for
All
that.
right.
Mike Dooley, he's an author. Where you are is not who you are.
All
So
right.
where you are at right now is not necessarily, is not who you are.
Mm.
So meaning you don't have to be stuck
Right.
with where you are right now.
Mhm.
It's
Very
not
good.
necessarily who you are.
All
So
right.
take that with you because we're moving forward, my friends.
That's correct. I mean, we're at the beginning of the year, and that's a good word. I mean, where we are is not who we are.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, Anna. As always, lovely to see you. Lovely talking to
Yes.
you. We'll be back next
We will
week.
be back
All
in a
right.
little while.
In a
Okay.
little while.
Mwah. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye.